Good evening. Yeah, we're here. I know you thought we wouldn't be. Man United 4. I wish. Watford 4. Man United 1. This is the preview. Me talk, Yank talking smack, and Matteo. The inquest.
Gentlemen.
Talk, Matteo, and Yank talking smack. Let's try and digest what's just happened. Matteo, haven't seen you for a little while. I'm gonna get your take.
Other than this team that we love and we support, but we've been seeing doing terrible. How you been, man? It's good to see you face to face again.
Good, man. Welcome back. Give me a little synopsis of what you thought. Forget about I want the game. We'll go on to the other things that may be happening afterwards. Just your take on the game.
It's just lackluster, man. I've seen a lot of performances that are like pretty bad under a few managers, and since Sir Alex Ferguson, now with Ollie, some really bad performances. But it's just getting worse and worse. Like the players don't seem up for it. Today, Watford seemed more quick to react on everything. They were faster to every second ball, and we're just slower. And the players were just not that up for it. And it's concerning. It's concerning because Leicester was bad, Liverpool was bad, City was bad, and it's just getting worse and worse. Like they're bad in all different ways, but this one was just Watford just got promoted. It's not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yank.
I want to cry sometimes. Like legit, I'm not even trying to be funny or trying to get clicks or whatever. Like a game legit made me want to cry because not only is it just a terrible game, and even De Gea can admit that it was not fully on Ole, it was on the players as well. And you can see my bags. I'm tired because I woke up I went to bed at 1 a.m. and woke up at freaking 6:30 to watch the game today. But it's just sad to see because I love Ole, and I have it in my name as thank you, because even if he does go, he has done way more good for this club as a player and as a manager in the last 20 years than he's ever done bad. Say all you want about what he's done. Say all you want about that. It's always a bitter end when a manager goes. We saw this with Jose, but it was even worse with him because it was bad form and the players absolutely hated him. But he has done more good getting us back on track and being who he is than he's done badly. And so for that, I thank him. And I still consider him a legend through and through, not only as a player, but as a manager. I consider him somewhat one of our best managers we've had in recent time after Sir Alex, because he has brought us back to a space where when you look at our team, you see quality from top to bottom. And the targets we're going after are quality. Back then with Jose, it was Perisic. It was just all these people that were win now, old as hell. Now it's youth and absolute quality we're consistently going after and getting. It's not like we're just going after it. We're getting quality every single signing window. But it's sad to see because it was an awful game.
Talk.
Yeah, well, listen, Mr. B, you know what? We did the watch along with you and MAISEY, and for me, the whole picture and the whole situation at Old Trafford was all summed up in them few moments at the end of the match, where Bruno Fernandes is walking behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who he's got his hands up to the fans, right? And then Bruno Fernandes is behind him, going like this with his hand in a circle, saying, "It's not just him; it's us as well." There. That's all we need to. That's all we need to know. We talk about punch drunk. We are now in real danger of getting brain damage. Trust me. We've got knocked out by Liverpool. We got up too soon. Then we get smacked down again by Manchester City. And rather than throwing in the towel, we've gone, no, I've got this. We're not, like Rocky and Rocky 3, whatever it is. I've got this. We've got this. We're punch drunk, going sideways, backwards, dizzy. And then Watford come in, new manager and blah, 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 who have not been playing great, come in and just finish us off. They absolutely finished us off. You can tell by the way they reacted when they beat us. They finished us off. We've been slain this evening. We've been absolutely slain. And again, I agree with what Connor said. Ole always will be, and I said it in a tweet, he always will be a legend at the club, no matter what happens. And then I said also, I put in quote, and Solskjaer has won it. Never forget that. That's what I tweeted. Because I'll never forget it. The greatest football night of my life. Never, ever will forget that. But I love Ole to bits, but I love the club more. The club means more to me than any player ever will. That goes for any of the players gone. They were there now and who've been there in the past. And it's just unfortunate for Ole that it's just not. I don't know if he's made a wrong decision in terms of his form and his ideas, in terms of the way he wanted them to play with this 4-2-3-1 or what. I don't know. And they've just not worked since he's gone to that, in my opinion. We had some good results here and there, but on a whole, it's just been a total catastrophe, in my opinion. So I think it's going to happen tonight.
I would love it to happen tonight, but I don't think the club move things so swiftly, in all fairness. I mean, there's a lot of rumours at the moment that there's a meeting at 7:00, a Zoom meeting to discuss Ole's
Well, let me say this, Mr. B. Let me say this, and I'm sure you guys will agree. There's not surely that much to be talked about here. After the Liverpool game, after the Man City game, and everything that's gone before, and now they will have already discussed most of what already needs to be said. It's just a case of now, right? Who pulls the trigger? And as we know, we're being led to believe it's going to be down to Joel Glazer. So they're just going to put the question to him: are you going to pull the trigger, Joel? If so, right, tell us, and then we'll set in motion what we need to set in motion for the, i.e., caretaker, or it probably is going to be a caretaker. Yeah, we know that. But then, if that's what happens, they need to go all out, like guns blazing, for Zidane. And if he's not having none of it, they've got to rip Ten Hag away from Ajax by his short and curlies and say, "You are coming to Old Trafford." For me, it cannot be Brendan Rodgers. I just can't sit with that. I can't. Don't know what you guys think.
Okay. Before we go any further, I just want to go for a couple of these comments on here. Before we do that, if you're watching, like, share, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, share it, like it, subscribe it. Press that button. One from Noah. Ole has to go. Welcome, Noah. Lads, that's my guy. That's my guy. Niall, I think he wants Ole out the club. Niall again. Let's hope he doesn't make it to the Chelsea game. It's got to that level where it's probably 99% of the fan base think that Ole should be gone. Mr. Silver Fox, welcome, man. Shocker, no solo on a Monday. They're out doing the groundwork for the show, man. Something that maybe you Gooner guys should be doing instead of sitting on your asses at home.
They're doing the dirty work. They're doing the dirty work, doing stuff that nobody else wants to.
There you go. Yeah, Dugout Daily. Charlie, like you don't know, mate. Get lost.
Charlie's there rubbing it in. He's a Man City fan.
There you go. Mr. Herbert. We're in the same boat, bro. We're in the same boat. Noah again. Let's hope he does. Let's hope there is a meeting in there. Let's really, really hope there is a meeting in there. Bath time. Okay, well, as I said, right now, I think it's going to be rumours until everything's been confirmed. But get these rumours up. Anything that you lot see posting, we'll see posting. This is a special one to me. This is my my bin dipping younger brother. So yeah, I hope you enjoy your carbs tonight. I hope that you don't get that rush.
Got a smattering of rat in that popcorn.
He's a Liverpool fan. He's a Liverpool fan, Connor.
Yeah, he's loving life at the moment.
Definitely got specks of rat meat in that popcorn. Then.
He's loving life at the moment, man. Look, we've spoken about Ollie. I really want us to talk about the game, because if we don't do it today, then it's probably going to be brushed over. There's a couple of things that I really, really want to talk about. And I'm going to start with Harry Maguire.
I will say this. He was decent up until the cards.
Decent up until the cards?
He was the better center back up until the double yellows. He had five blocks at one point.
True.
He was all over the place, blocking shot after shot. So I think he was Lindelof, from what I watched, was dreadful. Beek constantly, slow, behind the pace, constantly getting out muscled by Dennis, by João Pedro when he came on. Anybody who he went up against, he was out muscled by, or just ran around like he was a little kid. I felt like it was we literally got like just some old, like 100-person-year-old's legs, put him on Lindelof, and then just hope for the best, because every single time it seems like he's just so bad. I think
do you agree, Connor? He needs a rest. Yeah, I think he needs I think Harry Maguire needs to be dropped for a few games. Give the guy a break. Give him a rest. Give him time to. I know he's just had a break, but I mean, he needs something. Needs to be. Sorry.
He's still playing. I think a lot of the people that went to the Euros are coming back in such bad form because they were playing for so long and they didn't really get a preseason. You look at Maguire, Shaw, who have both played terribly, played all the way into the final for England. I mean, you look across the board, we had many people in our team that played a really long time this summer and then have had to come back and haven't really had a break. So I think, a good break for both Shaw and Maguire is well needed.
Yeah, I mean, I just think for me, I don't know if you agree as well, Matteo, but Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, they need something needs to give with them too. They need to be just sort of take a step back for a few games and just let somebody else take a step up and give them a little bit of time to consider. Because as it stands for me, they're a little bit kind of, they're too close to everything. It's too close to the right. Can't really see what's happening. They need to take that step back. I don't know if you agree.
They both need to be dropped, and at this point, it came to us forcibly. Luke Shaw with his second concussion in like a short amount of time, and now Maguire with a red card, so he's out for the game. And I think he should be out for a little bit more to give him time to release, all this pressure. They've done well for us, getting up to the Europa League, the placements of like the top 4 that we've made in the last year or two in the Euros for England, but lately they're just dreadful. They're not in our top 5 performers, and that's it must be a blast to play against us as another team. It must be a blast, like attacking our back 4.
Something's just occurred to me there. I'm think about this for a moment. They've come back from the Euros, having got to the final and then lost it like they did. That needs to be managed. That needs to be managed. We've never been there before as a team in England since '66. These guys, we got ourselves to that. We pulled and pushed and shouted and hollered, and we got where we wanted to be. And then it snatched away from us. That's the way it was. Then someone had to manage them two, especially them two. Marcus Rashford seems that he's dealt with it better than them two somehow, and also the fact that Marcus Rashford was also playing through an injury, that we knew anyway, which is now sorted. So I just think that maybe they needed that managing, coming back from the Euros with such disappointment, and then going into a tinderbox that is Man United with the expectation of that as well. It's a big thing. You can't. I mean, you got to. If we take ourselves out of our shoes and put them in their shoes, it's it's massive, isn't it? It's got to be massive to try and deal with. So I just think, maybe it's come a little bit too late for them to take that, to drop them. But I think they do need to be taken out of the team just for a little while.
Okay, we've done a Maguire. Wan-Bissaka today, Bath Time put it up there. I don't think I've seen a worse right-back performance from a player at our club in years. Is it a matter now that these players have given up and that they're uninspired by Ollie and his bullshit? Because the meeting they had, Ollie came out in the press conference talking about some players either being able to stay at the club or go to see their families. Now, I'm just going to ask one question. I saw Martial in Dubai on jet skis. Now, I'm sure none of his family are from Dubai and none of them are fishers. So what the fuck is a professional footballer doing, risking injury, jet skiing halfway through the season? You've got the likes of Rashford and Greenwood who stayed to play with the younger kids, train with the under-23s, and you had some of the players cocking up their arse, relaxing themselves in their houses. So to me, there's a split already because Ollie didn't have the control to say you should have all done this or all done that. But then saying that, if the manager of your club fucks off for 9 days after getting slapped, then maybe the players thought, you know what, we don't want to be here anyway. Fuck it.
I mean, even like the Dominic, who played a terrible game today, had an infection and could have easily gone, the infection's still kind of hurting me. I'm going to take more time off than needed. He was, as soon as he recovered, he was back into training literally the next day.
It's a
big difference in mentality.
It's well and good coming back, but if McTominay played, McTominay was shit.
Oh, he's awful.
Be honest.
I'm not saying he was awful. I'm just saying you can see the split in the mentality of the players. And I'm not saying that he's being good, but there's got to be a mentality where if you're playing like shit, even if the manager fucks up, you're still a player for the club. You still represent this team on the pitch. You wear the badge for 90 minutes. You stay, you fucking get better. Because obviously them fucking off did absolutely nothing. Because they were still fucking dreadful today. It's unacceptable. I don't care. Ole was unacceptable. The players are unacceptable, and they rightly took the fucking blame. Bruno and De Gea both said the players were shite. And I'm glad they spoke up because no one else will be real and honest and say that they're fucking dreadful. I
want to comment on two of those points there. I think to Mr. B's question, it isn't good for the mentality in the moment that we're in that there's like a vacation mid-season where some people are in Dubai, Ollie's is going back to Norway to go fishing or whatever. It's not good at all because something that I heard about or that's been, put out there is that Juventus, I think it is, when they have a bad period, they all go to the training ground and they have to stay there until the results start getting better. And if I was Martial, I'm not in the starting lineup. Why am I going to Dubai when I could be training and getting better and trying to prove myself to be in the starting lineup? Or anybody else who went on vacations for that? No, except for
fucking stay there because he's been invisible today anyway. God, he's fucking shite. He's shaved his head to become even fucking worse. Somebody's doing the fucking French Ronaldo out of here.
Well, this is the thing. You still
call him the French Ronaldo at the beginning of the year because he shaved his fuck off. Go back to Dubai. He's fucking invisible today.
What you said there, Matteo, is bang on. I mean, you look at this is the mentality of what is going on at the club right now. You look at because when it come out, Ollie's going in here and the players are going there. I was like, wait a minute. All right, as if this is just a couple of days, fair enough. Yeah, all right. Give them a little moment to let their heads breathe, then get them back in, right? But the fact that they were away for so long was absolutely, I could not get my head around that. And like you just said there, if you really, really got ambition and you really want to work these boys and get them at it, you say, no, listen, I'm giving you 2 days off. Go and spend it with your family. And after that 2 days, you are here and you're like here all day. From 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon or whatever. You are here all day.
They're not here, Martial. People will call. Martial stands. You better shut the fuck up now. Don't fucking call for him to ever fucking start after that shit. He got his chance and he fucked it. He went off to Dubai and came back and played like shit.
Go on, Connor. Don't hold
Look,
back, bro.
I'm done with these. Some of these, I hate fucking Twitter sometimes because these idiots get so up the players' fucking ass crack. Their noses are fucking dark brown. Calling for fucking games when it's undeserved, and then they come on and get a chance to play.
I do that.
I didn't even feel like Martial was on the pitch for half the time he was on. He was on for what, 45 minutes? I think I saw him for a total like 45 seconds. Go fuck off with your wife in Dubai. You're not needed here if you're gonna play that shit every single fucking game.
So, Matteo, I'm going to ask you a question. Of the 3 managers, tell a lie, we've had 4. What do you think Ollie has done where he deserves not to be sacked? Is there anything that you can give me?
No, I can't. I couldn't even let you finish the question before it became too much. Oh no, nothing. Like I was like waiting to see where you were gonna go with it, and I was like, no. Oh man, no, nothing. There's been a lot of good things that he's done for the team. You know, after all, Bruno Fernandes came when he was here. Rafael Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo, all these guys, you know, came to the club during his tenure. But I just think that he's such a representative of like the Glazers and the board, and that he's not. It's become not factual. He's just a puppet to like what's going on, and like every time that there's a press conference, it's just deflection. He's not able to, you know, hit something head on. Like if sometimes I'll watch Jurgen Klopp have a press conference. Sometimes I'll watch Pep have a press conference. Tuchel have a press conference, and these guys are actually able to speak about what their tactics are, what's going on, any problems that their team faced in a game. But all it's like fine margins, things like this. So he's always trying to evade the question of what really is happening. So it's becoming toxic, but in a different way. He's wanting the best for the club. He's not trying to be a bad guy. He didn't let it become how nasty it became with Mourinho and the press conferences amongst the players and the squad. But it's bad in a different way because the standards are just so low. He's not able to face anything. He's always trying to make it about something else that it's not. So
also, Matteo, from my point of view, what Ollie, if he would have earlier on, if he would have been a bit braver earlier on, I was calling for this like before the start of last season. He needs to be braver and he needs to go for a more attacking option and give the players something to sort of bite onto and hold onto and, you know, and push. This 4-2-3-1 arrangement for me was never going to work. Just wasn't going to work because I don't see it as a formation that you're ever going to win a league with. I don't see a team winning the league playing that consistently. I just don't see it. The only team I think that will be able to use it to any kind of extent and still win would be Manchester City. But they're in a different league to everybody, in my opinion. So, you know, if Ollie would have been a bit braver, because you know, you look at Jurgen Klopp with Liverpool, how they play the game. They take risks. You've got to take risks in football. We all know that. Anybody who played it or understands it or whatever, you've got to take risks. What's this? Holly has the question. Listen, man, look, this is the thing, isn't it? Look, we're sat here now. We're deeply wounded. We're like a dog that's been knocked over, and we need to be put out of our misery. And we're trying to we're laughing, but really deep down, we're absolutely dead. We're fucking dying. It's bad. It's really, really bad. And it's, I don't know, Connor, if you want to let us know what, any news that you're hearing about anything around Ole, let us know, bro.
Yeah.
One second, sorry, Connor. Yeah. Connor, 1 minute. This guy here I can't scroll through this
Even that
because
baby's questionable about that statement.
he doesn't come. This guy, he is the biggest Liverpool fan I know. Educated.
Even his little baby there in the picture is questioning what the hell he's just spoken about.
I couldn't go past you. Lee Shane, thank you, man. Thanks for the support, bruv. Appreciate it, man. Sorry, I let you finish, Connor. Sorry.
No, it's all good. But I have a buddy of mine called Yankee Devil who posts on Twitter, and I think this is the perfect representation of who Ole is. He's like one of those boxers who has gotten knocked down about 17 times in the first 10 rounds, but keeps getting up when he knows he's getting his ass kicked. And eventually, you have to have that guy in the corner, your cornerman, throw in the flag and throw in the towel. But we have absolute wankers in the front office who are too money whipped to actually throw in the freaking towel. So hopefully it's now happened. But the sources that I know that I have that have been around the club and that are getting information from inside the club do say that a decision will be incoming. Next 48 hours at most, we will have the final decision of the board. As of right now, sources say it's possibly Blanc to be the caretaker. But as of right now, the very out-and-out top of the list and the most likely to take over in the end is Zidane. They've just sent him an improved offer with more money involved to try and sweeten the deal and get him to come as soon as possible. But he's very, very unsure of whether he wants to come in mid-season. So we could possibly see Fletcher or Blanc take over mid-season as a caretaker till the end of the year and see how much we can convince Zidane or Ten Hag to come and take over at the start of next year.
Before we go any further, Noah, have you got any news, please? Sorry, Torp, you can carry on now.
I was just going to say, you know what the Glazers are like in terms of the money side of the things and everything else. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if, you know what, and the change needs to happen. But on the other hand, as a businessman, you're going to start thinking, wait a minute, why would we want to make a big decision so soon? Why don't we keep the people waiting and keep Man United as the big main topic around Ole? Because
to cost us our place in the Champions League?
No,
these people fucking mad?
No. From their point of view, if United are at the top of the news all the time and the speculation.
I'm sorry, I got to put this up. I've just seen this, and this is absolutely hysterical. Hey, John Terry, do you know Zidane's wife? And John Terry's responded himself. I know that's how United was involved, but oh my gosh, that's amazing. John Terry's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Think about that, though, Mr. B. Just think about that. If for the Glazers' point of view and the sponsors, what better than for Man United to be on the headlines for as long as possible?
What I will say to that talk is, if we don't go through I'm working out the difference. Champions League group stage. If we get through the group stage, what are we picking up? 40 million to get through the group stage. Even if we get knocked out in the last 16, we've got an extra 40 mil. Even if United went through the whole of the Europa and won, we're not getting that 40 mil. Oh. So my thing is, it's better they get the manager in, don't dilly-dally, because guess what? Even when the new manager comes in, we're still going to be in the news, but it's going to be positive news. Instead of Ollie out hashtagging, it'll be, I don't know, Jesus Christ Mother hashtag new Manchester United manager. So it's something that I think they need to forget about. We're going to be in the public eye anyway. We always are. If that's the analytics that they're studying, make it be positive. Let's not it be what they're going to do, block all the Ollie out hashtags.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It suits them, doesn't it? It suits them for there to be speculation around Manchester United, and we're not everybody are waiting on tenterhooks for as long as possible. You know, rather than giving us the news now that which they probably already come to an agreement on. Let's be fair, they probably already decided, because, like I said at the start, they've already had these conversations. All it is a case of is who pulls the trigger. The trigger's been pulled, but then they say, okay, well, we don't need to let everybody know right now. Let's just keep. They want to keep Man United at the top of the pecking order in terms of the main news stories and blah blah blah. So, but I believe the decision's been made. What's that? What was that?
I have Ben Foster first. For anybody who's wondering what happened,
half time's winding us up.
For anybody who doesn't know, this was Ben Foster's first half highlights.
Yeah.
Videos now come out of Ben Foster's first half highlights.
He went to Mountain Warehouse, got himself a tent, you know, a little fire pit, you know, some burgers.
A little fire pit. He had a pan. He was cooking some fish and chips. He was having a grand old time.
Oh,
you know, in his next YouTube video, his freaking clip, his little caption is going to be "I saved a shot from Ronaldo."
Yeah,
I said it in the watch along. Yeah, like now he's gonna be in his podcast, Ben Foster. I saved the Ronaldo shot.
I saved the Ronaldo shot
from Claudio Ranieri for winning the game.
Oh my gosh!
I've got a stat for you guys.
This is what's awful. This is what shows just how bad this team is. Anybody want to guess? You probably already have seen the tweets. Anybody want to guess how many clean sheets we have in the last 25 matches?
None.
2. In the last 25, almost a full season, we've had 2 clean sheets.
And that, do you know what that breaks down to? That you boil it down, and where do you look? Where do you look? And what I did say at the start of the game was, before we're doing the watch along, I said we have to watch out here. If they double up on us on the wings, they'll outnumber us, and then we'll be done in the midfield. And that's more or less kind of worked out that way. We were getting outnumbered in the midfield, and we were stuffed. But then again, if you lose the midfield, it makes the job of the defenders 100 times harder. You know, it really does. And I think that's where it's been clear from the start, hasn't it, that we've needed some seriously top quality, not just one, but 2. We need 2 really top quality midfielders, in my opinion. You know, it's. And again, yeah, that could be. You can take that into consideration. What Ollie's been trying to.
Midfielders. We need a new CEO. We need a new board. We need new owners.
New owners. Oh, mate.
It will cost. By the way, it will cost 2 sack Ole now because of this new contract. It will cost $7.5 million to the club.
Yeah, that's a piece of piss money, though. As I keep.
Well, not to the freaking Glazers. You see how stingy those motherfuckers are when they spend. That's probably all of our fucking transfer window.
Listen, bruv, let me tell you something, right? Right now, our share price or the Man United share price is going to be on its arse. Yeah, they're only interested in money. They're only interested in money. Sorry, Waste Man. I'm on the show. I'll forward your money, mate. I lost a bet to If you don't know who Waste Man is, we had a Watford fan on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he gave us sherbet last night on the show.
Oh, he gave everything he could.
And now look, I've got to buy him. I don't even remember what the bet was, but I'm sure it's going to get him a couple of.
He said £5, but then you upped it to £10 because you were confident.
Oh, great! Well, there you go. Look, your tenor of each. Thanks, Yank. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, you got your beer money for tomorrow, so it's on its way after this show. Lee Shane again. Thanks for your comment, man.
Every single team of mine has lost. I also had Kilmarnock lose to a team I've never fucking heard of.
4-1 to the Bumblebees.
Oh yeah, the
OMONDI. No, but I got a stat.
No, it's 4-1 to the.
I got a stat to follow up Yank's stat earlier from how many clean sheets we had. So I'm scrolling through Twitter and then reminded of the games we've had recently: Leicester, Liverpool, City, Manchester United suffered their biggest ever Premier League defeat against the promoted side. Biggest Premier League defeat against the promoted side.
Yeah, it was 1989.
It's bad. It's poor. It's just bad. The whole situation has gone from, like I say, being knocked out and punch drunk to now just being brain damaged. And if somebody doesn't step in, it's going to be irreversible. We'd be in a real terrible state. So
the Times is just broken. Like this very second, I get updates whenever anything drops for transfer stuff or for any news. Times is saying they're deep in discussion at the moment. Most likely, it's going to be him gone tonight.
Okay, that's what we were saying earlier. So
by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, Ole is looking like he will for sure be gone, and we will be hearing either an intern being brought in or they're going to somehow find a way to get Zidane to come in immediately.
They should give Zidane a bonus if that's the case. Hey man, we need you ASAP. We need you on a flight to Manchester
salary
like tomorrow.
Yeah, no. When they called the meeting for 7 p.m., they actually also reported that Zidane had been sent an improved contract as a bonus to if he was agreeing to come in the middle of the season.
This is where now United and Woodward, especially Woodward, he needs to instruct the Glazers to go absolutely all out for Zidane. Get a quick decision from Zidane. Just tell Zidane, look, we ain't messing about here. This is your offer. This is the offer. Are you having it or not? Because if he isn't, then go straight for Ten Hag and pull him out of Ajax. Give them whatever compensation they want. Give him whatever he wants. Get him in. And the third choice for me, it'd be Zidane first, then Ten Hag, and after Ten Hag, Rangnick. Any of those three. I do not want Brendan Rodgers. I just don't. I mean, listen, I've got nothing against the personal, but I just don't. I think it's a bit of a sideways down step. I don't see it as going forward, in my opinion. So for me, it's going to be one of those three, and I'm surely they can work something out with one of those three. I mean, the obvious one for me here, with him not being in work currently,
is Zidane.
Yeah.
No, but I want Ten Hag for sure. Ten Hag is my top choice.
Yeah, Ten Hag would be, I think, and Rangnick would be pretty decent.
I said this. This is my dream, right? Call me out of this bullshit, but this is my dream. It's never going to happen. But Ten Hag as manager, Rangnick DOF, and we bring back Van der Sar to be CEO instead of fucking Arnold.
Yes. Now you're talking, Conor, man. I'm down with that, bro. I'm down with that.
You know what? That will only happen at our club on Football Manager, bruv.
I know. As I said, I'm in dreamland. My head's so high in the clouds. I literally am almost in outer space at this moment, coming up with that idea.
You know what it is, bro? You know what it is? It's the first thoughts, especially whilst Woodward is in this position as he is. His first thought is always going to be, how do I balance the books here? How do I keep the outgoings to a minimum and the incomings to a maximum? That's what his job is. You know, it's kind of, you're straining that tea bag, man. You can only make like 3 brews out of 1 tea bag, Mr. B, can't you? Have you ever tried making 4 brews out of 1 tea bag, bro?
I don't drink tea, but my missus only has 1 and then it gets thrown in the bin. So I don't know about 4, mate. I tell you.
There you go. So you can't do it because you just might as well just be drinking water. So you know what? This is Woodward's moment now to do the best he could ever do for United, is to advise the Glazers in the correct fashion, which is you must now go all out to get one of these guys in, sharpish, whatever it costs.
Quick one here. Noah, obviously you're not from the UK. Where are you watching from, big man? It's 5 to 8 in the evening here. If you're still watching, just let us know where you're watching from. Cheers, man.
But in terms of the rest of the team, I did think Sancho had a cracking game. I thought Van der Beek did well when he came on. Ronaldo was putting himself about. I think Ronaldo wasn't too bad, to be fair to him. So them 3 for me were the standout players. I don't know what you guys think.
Sorry, I was completely thrown about that. Go on, Matthew. Answer that one, please, big man.
Sorry, one more time. I'm trying to look through I saw a good comment that flashed that we put up.
It's so good to hear another American accent in this freaking thing.
I'm trying to see what the people are saying in your comments here.
I'll ask it again. So do you guys agree that Donny van der Beek was good when he come on? Sancho was good and Ronaldo was pretty decent as well.
Yeah, I think
but that's
awful, but he had his moments.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I'll be honest. There's certain players who have come and have shown a level above what Oli can give them. Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo's one. Bruno Fernandes, I think this season, I just think he's realised that Oli's a prick and he can't be bothered. Van der Beek, I'm so happy that Van der Beek got his chance and scored today. It was a goal in a game, obviously, that means nothing, but the fact that he was given his chance. Sancho, I feel these players are players who want to play for the club and understand what playing for Manchester United is supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Players like Luke Shaw, I think last season went to his head. I mean, we called him Luke Shawninho last season. You know, we were saying he's better than this left back, that left back.
And
but now he's gone back to Jose Shaw. Is that a mental thing where he thought he's come back, he's done it? Well, he's weak mentally then. If that's the
No.
case, these aren't players that we need at the club.
No, I don't think we need to let any of them go. I mean, I just think it's a case of you've got to remember here that where the whole context of what's happening. Like I said, the what happened at the Euros, especially for Shaw and Maguire, what happened at the Euros, and then coming back to United, we ain't doing that well. The expectation, the pressure, everything else. You put all that together, and you've got yourself a serious weight on your back. And some players can carry it so long. But there has to come a time where you need to stop and have a rest. You can't carry it and carry it and carry it, especially whilst you're not getting especially when you're not getting the wins and the performances that can give you that second wind. That when you're tired, but you're all excited because something great's happening. You're like, oh, I'm knackered, but there's this great party, but I'm going. You go to the party, you're not knackered anymore because it's such a great vibe. You know what I mean? When it ain't, but then when it's on the other way around, where you're really knackered and tired, and then someone says, "Oh, come to this party," and you're like, "Oh, I know it's going to be crap." You get there, it's crap, and you just feel even worse. So, there's a kind of cycle going on here, a vicious kind of cycle, and I just think them two, need to be taken out of it for a little while, get them refreshed, get them looked at in terms of their fitness, their overall, mental attitude, etc. So it's going to be difficult. Whoever comes in, the standing manager or the new manager, it's going to be a difficult task. But you would hope that there would be some kind of new manager bounce, and it would be a bounce that's going to be full of helium and it's going to float. Not just going straight back down to the floor. Speaking
of the club, though, speaking of the players, quick moment to just say words and prayers to Mason Greenwood, of course, who we know has returned a positive test for COVID. Mm-hmm. And that's why he's missed. So prayers out to him, and hopefully he's able to recover quickly, of course. Yes. So just to I got another question. I want to see the panel, if you can guess, what is our goal difference for the season?
Don't do it.
Don't. Zero.
It's a zero.
Yeah.
I also
we canceled ourselves out, huh?
Yeah, we canceled ourselves out. I've also got word the bookies have suspended the bet for next manager to be sacked. It has been suspended.
So you can't put money on Ole now.
You can't put money on Ole right now. You cannot put money on anybody. And anything that has to do with the next manager being sacked, bet, the bookies have completely suspended it.
Oh, look, we would have suspended it. It's just a matter of when he gets sacked, to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, me and Ole. I liked Ole. I got a lot of time for Ole, but let's be honest, he hasn't been good enough. And I said, we look at today's performance, and I know we've drifted on, we've gone around. We got dicked by Watford 4-1. So regardless, the Man City, man had excuses. Oh, it's Man City. The Liverpool, man had excuses. Oh, it's Liverpool. Let's be honest. Watford's form was worse than ours. Yeah, relegation form is what we were in. So we had two relegation teams playing on current form, and they beat us 4-1. We need to get our head around this. You know what I mean? It's now got to the stage where he has to be going. Okay. Thank you, Noah. At least we know. Cheers, man. Appreciated for that. At least we know now he's not good enough. Let the club get the decisions made so that we could all wake up in a beautiful frame of mind. Because if it's not done tonight, question. It's a situation with the stock exchange, because don't they have to notify the stock exchange before we make those decisions?
Not sure.
I'm sure the stock exchange needs to be notified first.
Oh, I have the stock exchange on my phone. I can actually look that up.
You got everything on there. Good. I like that.
Well, I have money in stocks, so I have an app. I have an app for the stocks.
Listen to you. You've got money in stocks.
Not a ton. I'll tell you that. Not a ton. Not enough for me to pull it. Not enough for me to pull it out and freaking buy a house or anything like that.
He's probably gonna go to Dubai next.
There you go. See, I think OS is over there. Funny enough, big up OS if you're watching.
Big up OS.
Oh God, what are we gonna do today, lads? Look.
Oh yeah, we're down.
There you go. Listen, man.
Stocks right now are down 1%.
Down 8%.
It's a dip.
Okay, that's enough to start.
This is what it looks like, and this is the last day.
I can't see a word of that. Send it to me. Send it to me in the group because I can't see shit.
This is just the line right here.
Okay. The graph, Mr. B.
Okay, see it. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
That's the last day.
You don't know my eyes are bad, yeah?
That's the last 24 hours. The graph is showing that we've literally declined just in the last day. This is the graph for the last week.
It's a bit erratic.
But we've gone down. This right here on
as long as it's down, that's the part that's going to hit them the most.
Yeah, that was last week.
This hit them the most
today. So yeah, it's going down.
Good. Right. You know what? We're going to sit and we're going to waffle about shit. Are we going to give Watford any credit?
Of course. Got to.
Yeah, 100%.
I
spoke with my dad after the game, and that was one of the things that he said. He's like, you know what? And he's from Latin America. I got him into watching Premier League. He was a semi-pro goalkeeper in Colombia, and he almost went pro at 18, but his parents didn't let him. So he's been watching. He taught me how to watch football and things like that. But he didn't know about the Premier League up until a couple of years ago, and then when I got him into it, he finally said, wow, this is the best league because any team can beat any team. So he's been watching Premier League for the last couple of years because of me. I spoke with him after the game, and he said, you know what? These guys were at home and they played good. What are we going to say? There's got to be some credit given to them.
Oh, no.
He says, what? What are we going to do? Take away the credit? No, they played good. They were at home and they played good. That's one side of the story, right? There's always two sides, but Watford played good and they attacked, they played quick, they were clinical. They had, I think, 4 different goal scorers. I don't know if Joao Pedro scored twice there at the end. I can't remember if it was 2 from him, but they have 3 different goal scorers.
I agree. No, I have to make
it's hazy, Mr. B. It's hazy.
I agree. I love some players on that Watford side. There's some players on that Watford side, and I even said it. I've said it, not on my actual Twitter account, but there's one player on that team. I would take him at United when Watford hits the drop, and that's Sarr.
Yeah,
he's been a baller for the last 2 or 3 years now. That dude is absolutely insane.
He is a great.
I'm giving all credit to them.
But I mean, listen, we've got to credit the team. We also got to credit Ranieri because he identified where our weaknesses were.
I said that.
Our weakness is playing. That's our weakness right now. United's biggest weakness is playing fucking football.
Yeah, telling me, bro. You're telling me, but so we have to credit them for that. And we are big up to Watford. They deserved the points in the end, and yeah, we can't really say anything other than that. And I mean, Noah's comment.
I love him.
I know he's angry. He's angry, man. I know that. Listen, Noah, you're angry, bro. But we have to give Watford a bit, mate.
Give Watford fuck all.
I tell you, the bad thing is Noah come on and he said, I don't want to swear, on the stream. I said to him, bruv, don't worry.
I know, earlier,
yeah, you've heard Connor go, don't worry. And every other word has come out, FC. But it's good. This is what it's about. With the agenda. Let's get it all out.
I know this is Luckhurst, so it's not super reliable, but reports coming that the players and staff were all in tears after the game. And even though it's not official, players have resigned themselves to the fact that it will be the last day that we'll see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge of Manchester United.
Can I say this? They could have been tears of joy.
I bet you half of them. I bet you Van de Beek's work. I bet you Van de Beek and Lingard.
I think Van de Beek and maybe Lingard are crying happy tears.
I don't think Lingard, because Lingard loves Ole. Lingard, no matter what. And Bryce, you and I will have our discussion on Friday. We'll continue on Friday, so that's not for now. But Lingard loves Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As a boyhood United fan, if you're a boyhood, especially someone who's now coming through the team, Rashford loves him. Dean Henderson loves him. Lingard loves him. And I'm not going to say what I was going to say further because I'll save that for Friday. But tune into next week's takeaway. Tune into next week's takeaway. If you want to hear what I'm going to say, tune into takeaway.
Connor, I agree. I mean, listen, I think a lot of the team, if not all of the team, have utmost respect for Ollie, but it's a case of it's okay having respect and love for somebody, a legend of the club and a nice, really great bloke who's a great bloke as a person. But when it comes to it, what's going on in terms of what you're supposed to be doing as your job, not working, you have to. There has to be some kind of some kind of give in that. And I think I can imagine them actually being true. If they know and they feel that he's going to be going, I can imagine that they may feel themselves, look, we've let him down or whatever. This is going to be a lot of like really, how should I say it? Like disappointment going on at the club there. There's going to be a lot of disappointment because they're going to feel bad that they've, like I said, let him down and, but at the end of the day, like I say, something had to give and something has to give and quick in order for us to try and salvage this season.
No, I'm not going to show the flags to Mr. B.
Good. Thank you.
So it's funny. I see this. You have to think of who is on either side of Jose and Ole in their last defeats.
Thank you.
Eric and Phelan.
The same. And this I had this conversation. If one goes, they all have to go.
Yeah.
They have to.
If one goes, yeah, they all have to go. They all have to go.
Fall off, Carrick can again, it's the same thing with me with Carrick. Thank you for what you've done for the club. I think he's one of the most underrated players ever, and especially the most underrated defensive midfielder of all time.
This is Anthony. I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I owe that guy a tenner for a drink, so
hold on, Mr.
I
B.
hope he enjoys it.
Let's not let Anthony off the hook so lightly, bro, because Arsenal just got their bumhole ripped out and a new one sewn in by Liverpool 4-0.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Getting beaten by Liverpool, who slapped us 5-0, so already they're 1 goal better than us. So we got torn a new arse by Watford. So it makes no difference.
Mr. B. Hold on. Mr. B. The anaesthetic was still there from the last time we got hit, so we didn't feel it, bro. We didn't feel it. Arsenal thought they were like, yeah, we're soaring now. We're like an eagle soaring through. We're there. We're back. And then whoa, you're not. The wings have been clipped, and you're down. You bang, you crash and burnt, mate.
Crashing and burning. That's what we've done. Ollie, I think we all agree that it's Ollie's time's up. I would like to think we all agree that Ollie's time is up.
Yeah, correct.
One yes. Talk.
Of course, without a doubt.
Right. Connor, all I can see is the top of your beautifully manicured head. I would like a yes.
Yeah, I'm going to quote exactly what I told Top before. It's his time to go. But I'm sad to see him go. I'd love to see him around the club still after this because he is a legend of the game. Not in a capacity of being a part of the staff or anything like that, but just like we see with Sir Alex, we see with Evra, and we see with Van der Sar whenever he's in the area. I would love to see him around the club watching matches again. But there's too many fucking spanners who have their heads so far up their own ass that they can continue the abuse long after he's gone. And so I'm actually afraid for him to come back and enjoy games because I'm afraid of the fans being so stupid that they're going to continue to attack him when he tries to come back. People need to completely separate these last 3 months with the rest of Ole's time here, being a part of Man United and wearing the badge. Because what he's done for this club is incredible. You can say all you want about the last 3 months, but he's rebuilt this club from a shit team that Jose had. And no one can I don't think anybody disagrees with me. Jose built a piece of fucking hot garbage. That team was hot garbage. He's brought this team back to where when you look at, I'm not ashamed to look at the first team anymore. When Jose was in charge, I was ashamed every time the first team came out. I was like, you're fucking shit. You're League Two. You're League Two. You're fucking shit.
I agree. There was 4 or 5 names on Jose's team that you were just like, oh man, is this United? Yeah. Now it's like when you see the starting 11 on paper, we're actually proud. So
you're like, oh my gosh, look at this team. We're better than pretty much every other team in the league when it comes to just on paper. But it's when we get on the pitch that we apparently struggle. Jose won a trophy.
I was going to bring that up though. Yeah, Jose won the Europa League.
He won the Europa League.
With Fellaini,
That's such an achievement
with all
for
those
Manchester
guys.
fucking United, the former treble-winning club, the former team that's won more Premier Leagues than anybody else. It's great that we won the Europa League, but he also left us in a state of fucking shite. He left us in a terrible situation.
Because he wasn't a puppet to the Glazers also. I mean, it's not
but he was a
the
moron.
way he went out, but
He wasn't a puppet, but he was a moron.
willing
He beat
to
the Spurs.
Oh, this conversation is going somewhere where it doesn't need to go. And I already know this is another hour. I could see it. Listen, I'm going to get Maxio, anytime you're available on a Friday, big man, come on, because we've got Yank talking, we've got Rise talking, and I know that
without in trouble.
surprise, when the unexpected, the Monday hits you between the eyes. Monday, what's happening, big man? Fix that face.
I've been listening to you guys on the way home, and yeah, hi Connor, hi Matthew, hi Talk, and you, hi Mr. B. Hope everyone's well, man. It's really bad. Yeah, you had a vote, didn't you, to say that it's time to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I totally agree. I mean, it's embarrassing. I had to sit with that stupid guy in the back of the car, drove him back home, and flipping his stupid name. And Kirsty said to me in the car, "Why do they call you Waste Man?" You know. And I understand why now, because these guys, he's never seen anything like this before. He's trash. His team is trash. Yeah, and they come and do us 4-1 like that. You know, it's not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. And guys, I know you watch the game, and we can go over it as much as we want. But you look at the names in our team. You look at, we can manage better than them. We could have a staff team here between the five of us to get this team to challenge for a title or challenge for something. It's unbelievable how poor it is, man. They need to make a decision and really change something, because we shouldn't look at the run of results. The results speak volumes about where we're at the moment, and it's just embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to come home, and I admire you guys coming on so soon after such a crappy result and keeping your cool. I've listened in everything else. Well, I've heard if you swear bad words from you, Connor, of course. You know, it's nice to see you, Matthew, as well. But yeah, really and truly, man, we're Man United. We should not be going out to crusty Watford like that. They're celebrating like they've won the FA Cup or something, you know? It was embarrassing, really embarrassing out there. And I feel sorry for all the fans that travel and spend money. I feel sorry for all you guys in the Man United agenda that invest in this team. And, you know, it's all voluntary. We do it for our own time and our love and everything else. And we get screwed over like this. It's really bad. I've never known it this bad in terms of results and getting slapped up this badly, you know? It's something's really wrong. And I think it's time, not to make more bold statements or anything else like that, but it's time the board made a decision about this, because how long can you continue like this? Man City, Liverpool, okay, yeah, but you get slapped up. There's no hope there. But even before this, Southampton, West Ham, the Newcastle game, it wasn't good enough. It was never good enough. So something needs to be changed, man, big time. They better do it sharp.
For Tuesday, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm terrified looking at the Champions League. I'm absolutely shitting bricks looking at Tuesday against Villarreal.
Going off what Connor was saying, I think there's going to be news breaking tonight. There's a decision's been made.
I mean, I asked Rebel put something in the group about the stock exchange. Are you punching Ollie on Monday?
Sorry, man. Sorry. Oh, God. It's really not my day.
Rebel put something in the group.
Monday feeling like Fury at the moment.
11 p.m. Stock exchange closes. Is that today or is that Monday? Because if it closes today, maybe they can get things done.
No, it closes today. It doesn't. The stock exchange isn't open on Sundays, I believe.
So it's 11 p.m. to 11 p.m. English time tonight, which gives us. We've got 2 hours. We've got 2 3/4 hours for them to get that stuff done.
Let me ask Amonde. Do you agree on this point?
Stock market's closed.
Okay.
After the Liverpool game and then after the Man City game, the conversation that what had been taking place then will still stand now when they need to make this decision. And it should be a quite simple decision. All it should be is, are you, Joel Glazer, going to pull the trigger? Because I think most of the board had already agreed that Ali must go, but somebody was holding on and saying no, outvoting or having a veto and saying no, give him this, give him that, But now I think it's just a case of they must all now be in agreement and go, okay, look, I fought for him to have this amount of time or this game. It's gone south, right? I can't now sort of support him any longer. And now it's everybody looking at Joel Glazer to make that decision. So what does he need to consider?
Okay, so obviously we heard the thing about Crisis Talk MU or Crisis Talks, what was midweek. We heard about that. And we can only sort of speculate what happened. I think it's like, right, we got these run of results, try and get win this Watford game, get qualified against Villarreal, then, try and do some justice against Chelsea. There must have been something like that on set, between the board and Ollie. But to lose like this, he said they must have said to him, if you lose, you're out. Because the way in the ground today, Ollie went over to the fans and sort of clapping them off to say goodbye. It's like testimonial or something that he was out here. And Harry Maguire, apparently, when he got sent off, he took off his armband and just dashed it on the floor. There's a lot of body language you can see on the players. I
don't care who you are. You don't disrespect the captain's armband like that. You're fucking lucky to have that an armband. Well,
we don't know. That's what I'm saying. Hi, Tyrone Williams. Yeah, top Man United supporter. But we don't know what's going on, Connor. This is the issue. So we can only speculate by the body language and see what think. And talking of body language, if you look on the Man United agenda, we got Ollie's interview up, pre-match interview. And when he was asked about, because Mr. B's gave me the heads up about it, but when he was asked about Lingard, for example, he first just scratched there, and then he scratched his arm like that when he was lying about something else, and then he did. So you don't have to be a great body language expert to see that the guy is really under pressure. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's lying. He's clearly lying to everybody about what's being done because he didn't, like Mr. B said, he never answered the question. So the real question right now, like you said, Talk MU, is what's happening, what conversations are going on right now between the board and making the decision. That's what the fans want to know, because there was not one fan that came out of there today, all right, that said, Ollie, give him another chance. Usually when we go to the games, it's always like, yeah, well, let's see how it goes, blah, blah, blah. Not one fan, bruv, and that speaks volumes. I see little kids coming there crying their eyes out, crying, tears, it's bad enough, daddy, and daddy can't console them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just completely disappointed. It's time we have a change and get a proper manager in. I hope they've done their homework and got someone in, not just a short-term replacement. We need to get someone quality. And I don't care what it is, just pay the money, do what you have to do, but we need to save our season. SOS, save our season. That's the talk right now.
Yeah.
So no matter what, I will say this, though. We're still United fans.
Of course.
This doesn't change.
Yeah, high five to that. I agree.
Yeah.
This does not change.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing changes the fact that we are United fans. We're going to stay United fans no matter what happens with this club.
That's why when it comes to anybody who is still sort of backing Ollie, and anybody who says to the people who are wanting him out, it's like, no, listen, don't misunderstand me. This I love. We all love Ollie to bits. And anybody who doesn't, then you're supporting the wrong club. We all love Ollie to bits, right? But we love the club more. This is more than Ollie. This is more than Ollie. There is a heritage that needs to be protected here. And like I said, we got knocked out by Liverpool. We jumped up too quick against Manchester City. They knocked us out again. So we got up punch drunk. And unless Watford have just come along and gone, wow, look at these guys, they're all over the place. And they've just finished us off. Now we're anaesthetized. We're in a coma. So we need to, something's got to give and give really quick because, like I say.
This is a new picture of the fortress.
What's that?
This is Old Trafford at the moment.
Oh, dear.
Is that a bounce house?
That's a bounce house.
Castle. Is that what you call bouncy castles? A bounce house?
I guess there's a lot of words for it.
There's so many different things.
I like that.
I haven't been able to jump on one in a long time.
The way the Americans describe trousers is what we are. Right now.
Pants.
Well, absolute pants.
Yeah. I like that.
I still can't understand that, but yeah, we are trousers.
Can we just shout out Paxton Road TV? Is it Sam?
Yeah.
Shane says for live Sam, yeah. Top channel, top channel, they are doing it. And even in there, like they're not going too well at the moment, but it's true. You got to support your team all the way through, and I know we're disappointed, but we have to continue to support our team. At least indicate where the issues are. And yeah, fair play, Donny van der Beek. I saw he come on today at half-time, not at 80 minutes to go, half-time today. Ronaldo set him up nicely, could have tried to head that in himself, but set him up nicely. And guess what? Donny van der Beek goes into the box, no one picked him up, and he scores his goal. This is what he's good at. And then Donny van der Beek, a few minutes later, got the ball out of his feet and rolled in Ronaldo, into a stride pattern, and Ronaldo had a one-on-one with Ben Foster. Ben Foster pulled off a great save. This is in the first 15 minutes. Donny van der Beek, this is what I'm saying. This is what we've been missing. We've been missing this sort of creative and a baller in midfield. And he's sitting there on the bench all this time. And how Ollie can sit there and not even play this guy after everyone's like, oh yeah, well, Donny, well, maybe this, maybe that. To play these stupid guys like Fred and McTominay, they don't do that. When have you ever seen Fred and McTominay do what he done in the first 15 minutes?
No one.
If you did see it, I want to know when. Because I haven't seen this in their game. They haven't got that in their locker.
Monday, how many times have we said about McTominay especially? Look, he's a good player, but he ain't got the skill set that needed for what he's trying to do in that position. And he just hasn't. I mean, it was evident today, even in the defensive aspects of his position. What was he thinking doing that? It was like what he tried to do was con the ref. It was like, I fell over and caught him. It's like, you know what? If you have to revert to that, mate, you're not good enough. You're just not.
The thing is, you have to look at it. What is McTominay's attributes? His positive attributes, and I'm asking you guys, what are? And I'm not here to disrespect him. But I'm saying, what do you think his positive attributes are as a player, and why? And what do you think the positive attributes of Donny is? Because Donny can do it all. There seems to be this sort of like false thinking that Donny can't do what McTominay does, but Donny does it better because he's got better positional play. So do you know what I'm saying? But they think, McTominay runs. And shame on all you people who watched the Villarreal Cup final and called McTominay man of the match just because he was running up and down. And that's not man of the match. What we saw in the first 15 minutes from Donny, that is what we need. That's the quality to open teams up. Look up, roll a man in. McTominay got that.
He's not even on the same. He shouldn't even be on the same coach as Donny van der Beek. So,
all right, hold on. I'm asking all you guys. I'm asking all you guys. Can you tell me what the qualities, the positive attributes are for Donny, not for Donny, for McTominay? Please, just tell me. And is there any disrespect?
I got you. He eats haggis.
I don't know.
So for me, the reason. So I'm not going to come and say that right now Van der Beek doesn't deserve time, but it's been interesting to hear, like, every single manager, he's saying, it's the only reason he's here is because Ferguson liked him. It's not that Ferguson liked him. Ferguson liked him. Moyes liked him. Van Gaal was a big fan of him. Jose was a huge fan of him. I'm not saying that that's the reason that he should start over Van der Beek, because I think Van der Beek should start, but Van der Beek's very lucky he's not suspended at the moment with that tackle. Mr. B, you guys were on the watch along. I was in the comments there, happy he's not sent off.
I didn't think it. I'll be honest. I didn't think it was a red. A yellow, yes. But I don't think it was a red. I really, really don't think it was a red.
I don't think it was a red either. But no, I think there are some parts of McTominay's game that is solid. I think
name them, please.
I think he's actually, when he gets forward and is able to strike the ball, he's very good. He scored a good amount of goals for us last year. I mean, I still remember last year, the only reason we won a cup tie against West Ham because he had the winner. Yes. He had almost double-digit goals last year. He had almost double-digit goals for us last year. A lot of people seem to forget that. I think the main reason we see him as so bad is because of him being forced to do stuff he's not. His weaknesses are what need to be his strength for where he's being put. If you look at the double pivot, the strengths that he need to have are his biggest weaknesses as a player. So I think you put someone out of position, and obviously they're not going to play well.
I'm surprised to say that, Connor. The reason I put it out there to you guys, because I thought that his attributes was like, he works hard. I've seen someone say he covers spaces, all this kind of thing. I thought that was the reason why Ollie keeps continuously playing these two guys because he's thinking, right, I've got to cover spaces, got to protect the defence or whatever. But our defence is not getting protected. We concede enough goals. So I'm thinking, well, what if that's his attributes, which I'm asking you guys, I want to know. Not that I've got my own opinion. If that's his attributes, what about Donny? Can't Donny do the same thing? Because seems to be a mindset that Donny can't fill in spaces. I think it was Bath Time said that. Or McTominay can do it better than him or something. I don't agree. I think Donny's got intelligence to fill in spaces because he's an international footballer. He's got better IQ coming from Ajax. He played number 6 for a long period of time, longer than McTominay, and I think he's a better player, and I think he can protect us a lot more just by having a body there and being in position. So, and then to add to that, when you see he get the ball out his feet and he can pop it, he can move around, he can ghost in the box, he can provide man, he can play a through ball, a progressive pass. I think this is a good player that we need to have in the team as a first team player. And Donny and Fred should be sitting on the bench thinking, right, I need to train harder and get in the team. The manager's all over the place if he's thinking that what we can all see, you can't see what goes on behind the scenes, but we can all see on match day for those 90 minutes, we can all see, okay, maybe, just maybe, we need something better in the midfield there that offers us a little bit more, which I can't believe.
It's not the midfield is where you, as we know, you win and lose games in the midfield. If you let a team outnumber you and dominate you in the midfield, then you're stuffed. It's always going to be a struggle for your defence when that happens. And with them two being more, I should say, defensively minded and only built for that kind of, it's okay having passion and heart and energy, but that's not enough in order to take control of a midfield and move the ball high up the pitch in a midfield in a convincing manner that lets you keep control of the ball and set the tempo of the game. That you can't do that with the defensive-minded players. They don't do that. They're not capable. So there you go. And I agree with you, Monday. Donny van de Beek is more capable.
Can I just have a question back and forth here? Bath Time, I love you. Enough respect due. Yeah, but let's just have a little conversation here. You're saying Donny cannot play in double pivot. You're saying he cannot do that. Okay, he played number 6 at Ajax. He plays there for Holland, international football. He says he didn't play there today. I thought he did. Him and Matic were the two in the midfield. It's just that he's able to drift when we haven't got the ball. When we've got the ball, he's able to get into position to pick it up and be responsible. And when we didn't have the ball, he's responsible to get back in. Only when we had 10 minutes was a bit of an issue. And the last thing he said was he cannot carry the ball. He doesn't use the ball. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't waste any using the ball. His off the ball movement is his attribute. He's very good without the ball, so he can pick up good positions and without using the ball. And that's what team football is all about. I'm just trying to endorse Donny out here because I think for a long time now we haven't the best of him.
I think what Bath Time's saying is he didn't purely play in the double pivot. We played, and they even kind of confirmed it, that we were kind of playing a 4-3-3 at some points. We kind of went to a 3-3-3 when we had the whole red card happen, and then Matic kind of dropped in. I think what he's saying is I think he honestly is kind of like an 8 for the most part. You saw him in and around that midfield for the most part, and like Bath Time said, he was around the ball. It was not, him being back and playing like a 6. He was playing as an 8, and he was close to the ball constantly. That's why he scored. A number 6 is not in the box and in the position where he was for his goal.
No, we couldn't afford
that goal. You would see.
Yeah, but we had Matic on the pitch who was clearly Rolls Royce at number 6, who plays like Rodri from Man City.
So he came back.
So when he came on, it's like you 6, I'll be 8.
Exactly.
That's happening to me.
That's the same strength that both McTominay and Donny have. Both of them are not 6s. Both of them are 8s. Donny may be a little bit better than McTominay, but the reason that McTominay is seen as so much worse is because they're both 8s playing as 6s.
Let me tell you,
I actually believe Donny can play as a 6 very comfortably.
He can play as a 6, but should he?
Monday, let me say this. Right, Scott McTominay will blow the safe, right? But Donny van de Beek will pick the lock. There's a difference. So Scott McTominay,
and also there was a move today where Donny got the ball. Man tried to pressure him. He rolled him, used his body, rolled him, turned out trouble, and just popped it up. And I thought, wow. And if that was what's his name, Scottish McTominay, he would struggle in that sort of thing. Especially Fred, he would struggle like that. So there's little things that we're watching in the game today where you realise this guy is a proper player, intelligent player. So when I'm saying he can play number 6, he like Matic can do. Matic can fit in the back 3. pick up the ball from defence, play it out. We've been struggling with that. I think Donny van der Beek's very, very good at that as well. You might think, oh, he's too small, he can't run, whatever. He's got intelligence takes you there. You know what I'm saying? So he can pick up the ball out of the defence easily and bring the ball out of play quite easily. I'm giving the opportunity.
Just look at Juan Mata. I mean, he's gotten older, his legs have gone, but Mata's got one of the highest IQs I've ever seen. You put Juan Mata's IQ. He's got one of the highest IQs I've ever seen in the world. Time. You put his IQ on Marcus Rashford. Could you imagine the kind of player we'd have if Marcus Rashford? I'm trying not to be in the Monday of the week, so I'm making sure I catch my words before I even. Could you imagine if Marcus Rashford had the mind of Juan Mata? Could you imagine that player alongside Ronaldo in a striker and second striker formation?
That physical ability with the football IQ would be unstoppable.
It'd be curtains. No one's stopping him. His pace, his
That's
ability.
why I think the argument about the CDM and the double pivots. We have Fred and McTominay who are not CDMs; they're center mids. But we have Van de Beek, who's also a center mid, but he's the best of those three center mids. So I agree. I don't think the ideal for Van de Beek would be a 6. He could do it, but he's better in an 8 where he can get closer to attacking positions. But we just need a new CDM entirely.
Yeah, he's the best 6 we have besides Matic, who Matic unfortunately is not the same level he was when he was at Chelsea. And that's something I don't think anybody
can we talk about this? About Matic, because everyone says, "Oh, he can't play 3 games a week."
I'm not saying that, but he is not the player he was. I'm not saying that he is someone that can never play. I just think he is not where he was when he was at Chelsea. When he was at Chelsea,
hold on, Mr. B,
you're muted, bro.
You're muted.
I know what you're going to say on Monday, and I agree with you before you even say it.
1 second. We're just going to do a little switch up here. I have to leave. OMONDI is now taken over the reins of the show. If you're still here, I know it's a long one. Keep the comments coming. Keep the likes coming. You guys, thank you for all being on here. OMONDI's going to finish up. I have to go. Cheers, Matteo. As always, I hope to see you on Friday, big man. I want to see you on Friday.
I'll see you there, man.
I'm getting the word from the missus. It's my time to go as well.
Connor as well. So OMONDI, you guys finish this up. I'm out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. B.
Thank you, Mr.
I've gotten the word from my missus has given me the word that it's my time to go as well. So thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you, Connor, for your
always
contribution.
appreciate being able to have a talk with you guys. I'll see you guys really soon.
Yep. Big old
man. Good meeting you. Good chatting with you.
Good to meet you, Mateo.
Ciao.
And then there are 3. All right. So, guys, I'm just going to wind this up now really quickly. There's been a lot of comments in here as well. This one, biggest problem at Man United is Alex Ferguson. This is what do you think about that? Do you think Alex Ferguson's still pulling strings in the background, got a lot of influence? Do you think we should?
Remember, on that comment, let me say this. Listen, all Alex Ferguson will ever do at Manchester United is be a positive influence. If he believes in it from his own experience that certain actions that he's taken are going to help the club, you can't knock him for that. I don't see how he's the problem. It's a nonsense. People are just wanting to use agendas here and look for people somewhere to stick the fucking blame. It's bullshit. Absolutely.
Mateo, do you think Alex Ferguson still got a hold on the club, got a huge influence on the club?
I think the worst thing that Ferguson does or is doing is what he created, the legacy that he left and the shadow that he casts over all of the managers that came after him. That's the worst thing. I don't think he has that. Maybe like some of the coaches have asked him or the board asks him from time to time, hey, what do you think of this player? Maybe like a Van de Beek, he's like, hey, I think that's a good player. You should sign him, or things of this nature. But I don't think that he's always like asked on what should be done. Like, I don't think that that's the case. I think he's there to watch it like us, like a fan. Mm-hmm. And like I said, what he created before is that's the biggest blessing and curse that we have for him being still around the club.
Good shout. All right, just moving on to this one. Bath Time with Vaughan says he personally thinks De Gea is a huge reason for our problems as he cannot distribute effectively and leaves us outnumbered as we need an extra defender to make overload. I'm just going to add to that in brackets. I think everyone's been raving about him being the best player so far this season, making good saves and everything else. But I think he's terrible with his communication. Some of the goals we've seen today was down to communication. They had a header, it was in between two centre backs. Why isn't De Gea saying, look, there's a man in the middle, pick him up or something like that? I think the communication as well. I think he's really killing us out there because he sees everything, and I think he's mute. So do you agree with Bath Time? Do you agree with me, TalkMU, very quickly, that De Gea could be a huge problem for our issues this year, or in general?
Well, I mean, look, from back to front, you know what, from midfield.
De Gea, let's leave De Gea. De Gea.
Yeah, I think there is an issue there. There is an issue. You can't deny it. But to what extent, I don't know. But there is an issue. Yeah.
Matteo.
On a strictly reactions, he's probably one of the best and has been for many years. But I have my criticisms about him when it came to who's going to be the number one, Henderson or De Gea. I liked a lot of qualities that Henderson had because of his vocalizing, his rushing out of goal, his coming for crosses. Those are all things that De Gea doesn't have. He's sunken into the net. He's standing on the goal line. He doesn't verbalize, pick this guy up, stand here, watch this, do that. So when I play 5-a-side, when I play 11 versus 11, I think the keeper has to be such a big influence. And if I ever stand in the net, I'm also like, hey, here, I got you. I'm behind. I'm here. And there.
You see everything.
Across, because you give the defensive line such comfort in being a big presence. And De Gea has not that presence. He's one of the best reactions, but he's not good. Also, on the comment, the distribution, he's sometimes good at clearing the ball, like kicking it really hard and just clearing it to the halfway line, but not at passing out from the back, like in a short space.
Somebody with this here. That's the breaking news.
So Frank and Rebel just mentioned here they've had a meeting. Apparently, he's come out now that they decided not to sack him, and that's the breaking news. So, do you think we all agree that he deserves to leave? He should be leaving, but do you think it's because we haven't got anyone else in place at the moment with these crucial games coming up, or what do you think is the decision making about here with TalkMU? We can only speculate, but what would you summarize? Just what do you think about that?
They're also they may be scared now and they may be panicking themselves, the board, you know, that Joel Glazer himself may be panicking and thinking, shit, no, if we sack him, we're going to be totally stuffed. You know, we've got this Villarreal game coming up. We need to win it because it's Champions League. You know, they're thinking of the money. But, I mean, for me, that's all it can be, surely. Because otherwise, you know, if they weren't concerned about the money and the Champions League, they would just be brave and go, look, enough is enough. We'll bring in who we need to bring in as a caretaker, and we'll work exceptionally hard now, as quick as we can, to get somebody else in. It's just, I think there's a bit of, you know, I think they're bottling it, if I'm honest with you.
Okay, Matteo, what do you think about this decision? If it's true,
it's what we've been kind of, you know, holding on to the last couple of days, that this is the case. It's more that decision or that breaking news has just become publicized, but it's what we've been, like I said, holding on to the last couple of days. But nothing's changed. We know that they are trying to line someone up, whether it be right away or for, you know, to take over and pass on to in the summer. But either way, it's not good. It's not good or bad. But I think as the board, they must be, like you said, panicking or, you know, getting a little bit stressed about, if we sack him, could it get worse? Will it get worse? We're probably thinking we've had enough, and I think we're all going to say that. But
I'm just getting a tweet here via Yank. Sorry, on Monday, I'm getting a tweet via Yank saying, it says, from United Report on Twitter, it says, no decision has been made by MUFC this evening on the future of Solskjaer. And that's coming from MU Live Sky.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you. All right, so just quickly to wind, there's a few more comments coming in. I want to react to some of these comments because you guys are great with your contributions, what you're giving here. So here's one. Saragon says a lot of players under the leadership of Ollie and his coaches have regressed. Do you think that's true? Because just for example, we've got great world-class players. We shouldn't be losing like that. Do you think they're not on it? Do you think they're not really? I saw a lot of spirit from Watford today. That sort of thing, but we should be standard. We shouldn't even have to ask for that. You're playing for Man United. So do you think players have digressed or regressed?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I just think that, like I said it to you before on Monday, about when you play football, especially when you're going to go to a club like Man United who win and play exciting football, and then that's not what's happening when you're there. It can deflate you. You can zap you of your energy, and then once that happens and your confidence is shot, it's so hard to get yourself back up to them levels, and it really is difficult. And I think that's where we are right now. We're just not believing. There is no belief, and that is a key ingredient to being successful, is belief. You always have to believe you're going to be victorious. You have to believe you're the best. You have to. That's just the way it is, and I don't see that right now, and I think that's part and parcel of why we're so poor.
Okay, Matteo, do you want to finish up with that?
Yeah, you got to think of one of the our slogans inside of the very jersey itself, inside of the very shirt. One of the words in there is courage.
Yeah,
and we're lacking that courage.
Yes.
Why is there no courage? Why can Watford stick us up? We were held to gunpoint today by their intensity, by their second ball winning. They're just faster than us. Why is that?
Do you know what, Matteo, as well? That comes down to as what I was just talking about, being brave. Ollie needed to be braver much earlier on. He needed to be braver and giving the team the opportunity and giving them that license to say, go on, I'm going to set you up here in a fashion that's going to give you the best opportunity to go out, pressure teams, be all over them, and create chance after chance after chance. So what if we risk giving them a few opportunities? So what? We are going to score more than them. We're better than them. Be brave, and that's it. Youth, courage, greatness. Yeah, youth. You're bringing in the young players, giving them a chance. Courage, being brave, trusting in these youth players, and greatness is what you get from doing both of those things. You implement both of those things, and that's what you get.
Just to add to that talk, MU, I'm just going to say that I also think if you players play for managers, if they inspire you tune in. You tune in with them. You want to please them. They trigger you in certain ways psychologically, where they say, "I've got to do this for the manager." Whatever it is, you got to find techniques to do that with these $1 million players, And I don't think they're playing for him at the moment. I really think otherwise they would be going out there. If they tried 5 or 10% harder, they would get results. They would be, but it seems like they don't really. This happens a lot in football. We see that a lot where players, good sides, start playing for the manager, and then that gets them the sack. Just going to wind up with this now, guys. We're talking about Ollie. We need to sell him. Not sell him, but you know what I mean. We need to move him on. And I'm saying here, who else do we need to sell? If it's not Ollie, I'm going to start. I'm going to go around. I'm just going to name a name, and I want don't give me any reason or anything else. I'm going to say the players that no longer need to be at Man United because we need to refurbishment. So I'm going to start with me. I'm going to say De Gea. Rise.
Fred, McTominay.
No, just one at a time. We're passing.
McTominay. McTominay.
Matteo.
Lingard.
I'm going to say Wan-Bissaka.
I'm going to say Fred.
Juan Mata.
I'm going to say Lindelof.
I'm going to say Lindelof.
Matteo?
I hate to be the one, but our captain, Maguire.
You think we should sell him?
I can't believe we got ransomed to spend all that money on that guy, and he's just
pants. He's been shy on his
pants. Yeah.
So all right, we've gone round twice. And Wan-Bissaka says bath time. Fred, we don't need to give reasons why, but you say De Gea. Okay. Here we go. Wan-Bissaka and De Gea. Okay, that's fair enough. So we've named about 5 or 6 players who are usually first team players that we think we need to sell now. Anyone else in the comments you want to add to that? You guys, anyone else you want to throw out a name that you think should be sold if we're going to move on and be great again?
Lingard.
We said Lingard, I think.
Oh, did we?
Hold on. We got one here. Yank says Dalot needs to go.
Martial.
Martial,
Oh,
yeah.
just in time with great minds think alike.
There we go. Hey, Rebel.
Yeah. And here's a big one. Pogba.
I think for
Pogba.
me,
I'm kind of sick of that drama altogether. Like
Yeah.
as good as he's been,
gotta go.
not even as good as we've seen him be, he's been just as inconsistent. So I like let's just wash our hands and let him go to Madrid, let him go to PSG, whatever you want, bro. But like we're not gonna pay you 400,000 a week.
We've got Jones here.
Phil Jones,
And
how is
Bailey.
he here?
Actually, I quite like Bayer.
How available is he?
I like Bayer. I think under a different setup, coaching setup and manager, I think Bayer could be a lot better. I really do.
Okay, so we're naming about 7-8 players in this current Man United squad
Donny.
that we thought was better than it was under Mourinho. I heard you guys saying it was better than it was under Mourinho. We're saying there's 8-9 players. Well, I'm sorry, I'm exaggerating. Maybe there's 7 or 8 that we feel should be sold.
That's
There's
bad,
a few
isn't it?
arguments going on here.
OMONDI, let's flip it. Who should we keep? Who's worth keeping in this
All right,
squad?
shall we start then? Do you want to start off, Matteo? Go round. Which way? We're going clockwise, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, guys in the comments as well. Who are we keeping? Starting with Matteo. After all that.
Yeah, I know. I built it up and I was like, even if it's for this year and one more, Cristiano.
Okay, Jadon Sancho.
Marcus Rashford.
Donny van de Beek.
Harry Maguire.
Bayer. Oh, I know what no one said yet. No,
Rashford.
Who?
Rashford.
I've said Rashford.
Oh, you said
Greenwood.
Rashford. Okay.
Oh, you said Greenwood. Man, that's my boy,
Just
man.
gonna get your mouth shut. I knew that was coming.
Oh.
Once you said that, I said, "Oh, I know who you're talking about."
Okay.
There's
Tellez.
some good ones in the comments.
Tellez should stay.
Hmm. I actually like Bailly. I like Bailly. I would keep Bailly too.
Yeah.
More than Lindelof,
Yeah.
in my personal opinion.
Cavani. For me, I think
Oh,
Cavani's-
yeah. He's been
Monday,
out
man,
of,
you're reading my mind. What's happening?
Oh God, sorry.
Henderson.
Okay, we've gone round to you again, Matteo. So we've gone around 3 times. I'm just going to go through the comments. So people are saying Henderson, Andy Herbert, Tellez. This is the ones to stay. Tellez. None of us mentioned Tellez. I think he should stay. What do you think, guys?
I did.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
agree. No.
Yeah,
I think
go on.
talk at the end said Tellez, but that was one of the ones. Yeah.
Shaw.
Shaw.
Yeah,
I'm
I agree.
indifferent.
Bruno.
None of us mentioned Bruno.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's out of the question. I think Bruno's like an X factor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Ahmad.
Ahmad, yeah, he's got to stay.
Ahmad, yeah.
We've mentioned Sancho. We all agree.
Sancho.
Cavani. Yeah, good shout. Hi, Daniel. Ronaldo
Daniel.
isn't going to stick around. The house is on fire, says Rebel. Get the likes. Any more here? Ollie's still the manager. Tom Heaton. Grant. Okay, you guys had a laugh with us now. Williams. Who's Williams? Brandon. Has he played at Norwich? Is he getting game time at Norwich? I'm not sure.
He's played a bit.
Oh, has he? Okay, I haven't noticed. I forgot about him.
And finally at right back, not at left back as a right footer.
Alanga.
Okay, yeah, Elanga. That's a good shout.
Shoretier.
Half time is saying Scott McTominay should stay.
So you know what? Amanda, when you look at it, you look at what we've got, all the players we've been saying that we shouldn't be keeping. Just look at all them names that we've been mentioning to keep who've not been getting a lucky. Some great talent there. Absolutely fantastic talent.
Well, it's true. I do agree with you guys. We're talking about people like Bruno, who's recently been at the club. We need to keep, I believe, Sancho, for example. We need to sort of get a manager in who knows how to get the best out of him. We all agree, I think Martial's had his time at Man United. He's got too comfortable and needs to go, possibly. Yeah, it's interesting that because we can name, like we've named 7 goers and about 5 or 6 solid people that we want to stay at the club as well. It's good getting the contribution from the guys. I think we're all on the same page, aren't we? On the panel and with the comments as well. Apart from a few joke ones like Tom Heaton.
Yeah.
Here we go. Donny showed Bruno's play number 10 today. And Bruno sometimes loses the ball the whole time. Balls the whole time. Yeah, interesting that. Okay. On that note, I think we're going to sort of wrap it up, guys. Overall, it's been a interesting shows, really long show as well. But I think with results like this and key historic games like this, where we've lost 4-1 in on November and we're sort of dropping down the table, we have to talk. We have to really go in, don't we? Yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Listening in the car and finally getting on the show, be able to speak my mind. I've enjoyed having Mateo back on. I don't know where you've been hiding on the beach in Miami. Whatever.
I've been here beaching it up. I've been feisty.
Also, as well, everybody who's been in the comments, you know what? Big up to all you lot as well, because you know what, they bring so much to the channel. It's very much appreciated. It really is. Really
I agree. You guys fill it out in the comment section. Everyone hit the likes. We haven't mentioned it, but remember, people, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, Bruno Fernandes jersey can be yours. You will be entered. All you have to do is subscribe, and of course, like if you like the content and the video, the chat.
Also, Mateo, what's the name of your channel, bro? What's the name of your channel?
Mine is just Mateo. It's just that. I think
Mateo,
if you search Mateo and FIFA, it'll be somewhere there. Pro clubs, I'll find a way to link it up, but I don't have like a channel name, I guess.
Anybody in the chat, if you're into watching FIFA and good FIFA and learning, go and check out Mateo's channel. You'll find, like you say, just type Mateo FIFA. What's the name of your club again? Your pro club?
We're called Shaolin Dragons.
Shaolin Dragons, that's it. I knew it was something Dragons.
The Dragons. That one's named after Wu-Tang. Shaolin. Yeah. It's the black and yellow Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Yeah, so you go and check him out as well and give him some support as well, because you know, Mateo is part of the gang.
Thank you, Talk. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to say thanks to Mr. B, thanks to Connor as well. Yeah, it's an international show today. We've got obviously Mateo from the USA and Connor as well, and Rise from everywhere. I mean, he's got so many impressions. He could be from wherever he wants to be. You know, but overall, Rise, thank you so much, Rise, for doing the watch along as well. I hope that went well, and I hope people tuned into that as well. We're back on probably on Monday, unless there's breaking news over the next few hours or maybe tomorrow. We will definitely be covering that. I just want to say thanks again. I know it's already been said, but thanks again to everyone who's contributing. It's a historic day, as I keep saying. It's a lot went on today, and we move on. But the main thing is we're all still united. We all still support our team through thick and thin, and we move on. And hopefully some justice will be done. Because when I say justice, I mean if you do something wrong, you get punished for it. You know, if I go and do something, a crime in the street, real justice will mean I get punished for it, and I have to be rehabilitated and come back better and stronger. So hopefully at the club, things are going wrong. Something needs to be done. We need to get some justice out here, and whether it's, you know, Ollie gets revamped into someone new or has a new attitude or something, that's probably not going to happen. But I think it's time, and I'm saying this, I haven't said this before in so many words, but I think it's time that we have a change of management and because we're going downhill fast. Like I said, SOS, save our season, guys. And this is about Man United. It's bigger than Ollie. It's big about being sentimental as a manager, whoever. Let's get the right person in and just take our time to get and make sure it's the right decision this time, because we're really, really disappointed with the result and with the display of football that we're playing at the moment as well. I hope you all agree with me, but I'm signing out and I'll say thanks again. God bless you guys. See you later.
Big up.